Happy New Year, everybody. It's the first baseball game of the season on City TV. Crosstown rivals Hawthorne Cougars and the Leuzinger Olympians from Leuzinger High School. And stepping in the batter's box is Chris Phelps, and he looks at the first pitch from Mario Villa in for strike one. It'll be Chris Phelps, Daniel Sanchez, Brandon Brown, Max Riley, Andy Monarez, followed by Charlie Phelps, Jose Banuelos, and a line drive the other way is snagged by third baseman Sergio Hernandez. So one out, and that'll bring up Daniel Sanchez. Following Banuelos will be Manny Huerta and Jesse Garcia, rounding out the batting order for Jeff Hines and the Hawthorne Cougars. Hawthorne coming in 6-6-1. They won their last game. As Sanchez looks at strike one. We'll get the defense for you for the Leuzinger Olympians and their new head coach as well. Curveball, swung on and missed, strike two. So the new coach is George Peck for the Olympians. Mario Villa, also a shortstop, pitching out of the stretch, swings and misses, and down he goes. So two down, and that'll bring up Brandon Brown. Brandon is a junior and a left-handed hitter as well. So Brandon Brown hitting .250 as he steps in. So first lefty of the afternoon for righty Mario Villa, and this one's lined down the line, actually second one. It's a long strike. So Villa pitching strikes. So in the outfield from left to right for the Olympians, Maurice Garland, Francisco Rubio in center field, Sal Salcido is in right. On the infield, it's Sergio Hernandez at third, Angel Vital at short, and a breaking ball that was outside but swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 to Brown. At second base is Andrew Salinas, and at first base, Tony Ruiz. Behind the plate, Dave Oliver. And on the mound is Mario Villa. Ball one to Brandon Brown, so it's 1-2. Mario Villa is a senior, 5'9", and a fly ball looped into center field, and it drops in front of Rubio for a base hit. So a single into center field, and now that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Max Riley. And Villa wants a change of baseballs. Behind the plate, Todd Loria. And Brian Walsh is the base umpire. Riley batting 100 on the season, and down to second base, stealing second base, is Brandon Brown. So a runner in scoring position, and Brandon Brown, that's his first stolen base of the season. Might see some running on Dave Oliver. Next pitch is outside. So it's 1-0 now. Or 1-1, I should say. That's fouled back. As usual, we've got a bit of wind. It's 2-1, excuse me, to Max Riley. The wind coming right off the 405, right off of Manhattan onto Manhattan Beach. And if somebody gets it up into that jet stream, it could go a long way. So 3-1 now to Riley, making Villa work. in for a strike as Riley was taken all the way. Now it's a full count at 3-2. So this is the first official start, or first logged start for Mario Villa as he chases back the base runner, Brandon Brown. So it's 3-2 with a runner over at second base with 2 down. And that's cued foul. Riley just getting a piece of that breaking ball. So Mario Villa, a variety of breaking pitches. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside, ball 4. And going down to third base, taking the base, is Brandon Brown. So 2 down, a base hit and a walk. And that'll bring up Andy Monterez. Monterez coming in batting .333. And the runner goes down to second, and Oliver without a throw. So catcher's indifference, defensive indifference, not really a stolen base, because Oliver didn't make a play. Brandon Brown still staying at third. Curveball, and that stays away. So Jeff Hines, head coach. That one's fouled at the plate. Well, the runner came in to score. Going to call it a balk, I would imagine. Going to call that a balk, so the run scores. And the runners advance. So it's 1-0 in favor of the Cougars. And now, head coach of the Olympians, George Peck, goes out to talk to Mario Villa and also the base umpire, Brian Walsh, to kind of go over. And there you see the balk. Pitch is outside. Ground ball on a hop. It's picked up by Vital. Throws it over to first, but it bounces away from Tony Ruiz. And in to score is Max Riley. So going to call that a throwing error on Angel Vital. Made a great play. So again, an unearned run. They see the pick by Vital, but the throw just eludes Ruiz. Up steps Charlie Phelps. Phelps is the pitcher, looks at strike 1. Charles, just a sophomore. And did he get picked off? Yes, he did. So good move by Mario Villa to pick off Andy Monterez. We'll look at it right here. And there you go. The final out of the inning, but not before 2 runs come across. And the Cougars lead 2-0 going to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first inning, and fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Charlie Phelps. Charlie Phelps throwing a strike to leadoff hitter Francisco Rubio, playing center field for the Olympians. Next pitch is fouled off, 0-2. It'll be Rubio, followed by Angel Vital, then Sergio Hernandez, Mario Villa, Andrew Salinas, Maurice Garland, Ahmad Taylor, the designated hitter, Dave Oliver, the catcher, and then rounding out the batting order is Tony Ruiz. But swung and missed is Rubio. So down goes Rubio, and up comes Angel Vital. Vital doing a terrific job on that ground ball back in the top of the first inning, but made the throwing error, and that led to a couple of runs. That error would have been the third out of the inning. Actually, that led to one run, and that one almost hit him. So 1-0 to Angel Vital. We'll go over the defense of the Cougars for you. Breaking ball, and that's outside, 2-0. In the outfield from left to right, it's Jesse Garcia, Brandon Brown in center field, and Max Riley in right. And on the infield from third to first, we'll wait for Charlie Phelps, 2-0. Fastball, and that's down the middle for strike one, 2-1. Daniel Sanchez is at third. Andy Monterez is at shortstop. Chris Phelps is at second base. Jose Banuelos is the first baseman. Took something off of it, did Phelps, and it's fouled off. 2-2. Manny Huerta's behind the plate. So 2-2 now to Angel Vital. On deck, it's Sergio Hernandez. Time's back in. Again, got a nice stiff breeze on a cloudless, beautiful day. April the 9th, and swing and a miss. And down goes Vital. So 2 up, 2 down via the strikeout for Charlie Phelps. Charlie, again, just a sophomore, is an outfielder as well. Over the top fastball to Sergio Hernandez, and that's low for a ball. Curveball, and that bends in for a strike. 0-2. So the Olympians need to be on their toes for Mr. Phelps. Curveball, and that almost bent in. That's a foul. He's just fouled that one off. Here comes the 0-2. That curveball didn't break. Phelps comes in at 2-1 in his 4th start of the year. Ground ball to shortstop. Andy Monterez picks it up, fires it across, and down go the Olympians in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we look at the fine play by Monterez over to Jose Banuelos. We go to the bottom of the top, the top of the second inning with the Cougars up 2-0. Top of the second inning, Charlie Phelps steps back in. He was at bat when Andy Monterez was picked off to end the inning. And he looks at strike one from Mario Villa in his second inning of work. Phelps will be followed by Jose Banuelos and then Manny Huerta. And the bottom of the order, Jesse Garcia. Nice pitch, falls in for strike two. So Charlie Phelps did a terrific job in the top of the first, getting the Olympians 1, 2, 3, and now he chases strike three. That's the second strikeout for Manny Villa. Also with one walk on the afternoon. That'll bring up Jose Banuelos. Jose, a returning Cougar to the Cougar lair, headed by Jeff Hines, coaching over first base, and a hard ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So first hit of the afternoon for Banuelos. Second hit of the day for the Cougars. And the leadoff man is on. Oscar Robles coaching over at first base, a former Cougar. Doesn't seem that long ago he was roaming the fields. So Manny Huerta steps in and looks at ball one. So Manny Huerta, as the throw goes over, chases back the base runner, Banuelos. Huerta coming in, batting 100. Ground ball, and that's into left field for a base hit. Over to second base goes Banuelos, and he'll stay right there after the ball is brought back in by Maurice Garland. So two straight hits, and the Cougars are in business. You see that right under the dive of Sergio Hernandez. So Jesse Garcia, another returning Cougar, looks at a ball high. Pickoff move back to second base, and scampering back is Banuelos under the tag of shortstop Angel Vital. Garcia looking for his first RBI. Swings and misses at that little breaking ball. And it's 1-1. Foul ball. It's 1-2 now. So the Cougars coming in at 6-1-1. Leuzinger coming in at 2-11. 6-6-1, excuse me. Was talking to Chris Robles as this is a little nubber up the third baseline, and having to hurry is Hernandez, and throws it in time. A beautiful throw by Sergio Hernandez. 5-3 on the putout, but on the play both runners move up. Banuelos to third and Huerta to second. There you see Hernandez having to pounce on that one with a nice barehanded pickup, throwing it on the run, and a nice dig by Tony Ruiz. Just barely getting Jesse Garcia. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Chris Phelps, who squares around a bunt. Usually we see a lot of bunting from a Jeff Hines team. This is the first time we've seen it today. In for a strike against Phelps. Foul ball. Look out into the Cougar dugout. Having to turn and get out of the way is Daniel Sanchez. So foul ball, strike 2. Now you see Mario Villa. And base runner at third is Banuelos. Pitch is in the dirt for a ball. So back on Tuesday, Lou House visited Hawthorne and got thumped 11-1. This is up the middle, and that could drive in too. That's a base hit. In comes Banuelos. Huerta is held up at third on a good play by center fielder Francisco Rubio to rush that ball back in. In any case, there's an RBI single. There you see it, right back up the middle. And that makes it 3-0 in favor of the Cougars, and that brings up Daniel Sanchez. There goes the base runner down to second. And defensive indifference. Can't really give a stolen base if the catcher does not defend his base. So runners in scoring position now. And it's ball 2 to Sanchez. Villa checks the runners just outside. 2-1 now to Sanchez. Short fly ball, and that could dissect the triangle, and it does. In comes Huerta. Here comes the other base runner, Chris Phelps, in to score. And 2 more runs cross the plate to make it 5-0 Cougars on the 2-run single by Daniel Sanchez. So Phelps came in from second. He was off with the hit. And Huerta scored easily from third. So here comes Brandon Brown. And Sanchez, he's a threat to steal, and Villa knows it. Brown had a base hit to right field, had a stolen base, and came around to score. Both of the runs in the first inning were unearned. Throw back over again. Sanchez is back. Now the wind dies down now. There goes the runner. Throw down by Oliver, and in with a stolen base is Daniel Sanchez. So it's 2-0 now to Brandon Brown. Villa trying to keep Sanchez close, but he went off anyway, and now a pickoff play, Angel Vital covering the base. Villa trying to stop it right here. It's popped up into the screen, or actually onto the track behind us. Max Riley, check that. Yep, Max Riley would be next. 2 down. Runner at second, and a 2-1 count to Brandon Brown. Here comes Villa's pitch, and that just bites off the outside corner, strike 2. Nice pitch by Mario Villa. There's that little 3/4, almost a sidearm delivery, and the ball gets away from Oliver, and down to third base goes Sanchez. Call that a wild pitch. That was way outside. So that's 3-2 to Brandon Brown. Wow, that one almost took the pants off of Villa. That's an RBI single into center field, and that makes it 6-0 Cougars over the Olympians. Sanchez scoring the run. And an RBI single by Brandon Brown, who has been impressive. 2 for 2. A run scored and an RBI and a stolen base. There he goes again. And the ball gets by Oliver. So 2 stolen bases for Brown. And ball 1 to Max Riley, who walked, came around and scored on the error. Throwing error by Angel Vital. A balk and an error accounted for the 2 runs for the Cougars in the first inning, but they've manufactured the runs themselves. 2-0 to Riley. So they're keeping a close eye on Brown, and the throw goes into center field. And Brown is going to be held up at third base by Jeff Hines, the third base coach. So that's an error on the pitcher as the throw got by Andrew Salinas and into center field. And instead of taking the chance, Brandon Brown stays put at third base. Jeff Hines being conservative when it comes to that. Aggressive on the base paths and at the plate. But these young Cougars getting their bats on the ball and hitting it up the middle. 2 down. And a 2-2 count now on Max Riley. 4 runs in. Andy Monterez would be next. Line drive down the right field line. Is that fair ball? Yes, it is. In to score is Brandon Brown to make it 7-0 in favor of the Cougars on the RBI single by Max Riley. You see that perfect line drive landing right on the line. Might even be able to see some chalk come up. Just good enough for an RBI single and a breaking ball into Andy Monterez for strike 1. Riley over at first base. We'll watch his lead. Not big enough to, well, now he's going out to a bigger lead, and Villa sees that and throws it over, and Tony Ruiz applies the tag, but not in time. Monterez is the 9th Cougar to come to bat here. In the second inning. Top of the second. Fastball, and that's low. 1-1. Little breaking ball stays up. And it's 2-1 to Monterez, who was on the error by Vital, who again made a terrific play on the fielding side, but just threw it too wide for Tony Ruiz and in the dirt. And then Monterez was picked off. Swings and misses through that one. Strike 2. 2-2. So 2 down, a man on, 5 runs in, and a 2-2 count. Way outside. That gets away from Oliver, and it bounced right back to him. Or else Max Riley had second base. Runner goes on 3-2 and fouls it back. Remains 3-2. Pitch to Monterez. The runner goes. Is fouled away again. And it remains 3-2. So the Ocean League looks like this as far as baseball goes. Here comes the pitch. The runner goes. The pitch is popped up. It's going to be in foul territory and dropping in front of Maurice Garland for a long foul. El Segundo and Santa Monica, they're at the top of the heap in the Ocean League standings. Before, in the preseason, El Segundo 10-5, Samo is 6-4, Lawndale 7-5, then Beverly Hills at 8-6, and Hawthorne 6-1. In the Pioneer League, South Torrance 8-4, West Torrance 10-5, Centennial 4-3, 6-5 is North, Torrance 3-11, and that pitch is low and outside for ball 4. So down to second base goes Riley. Over to first is Monterez, and batting for the second time this inning is Charlie Phelps, and look at, got a little shave there. A little chin music. Pitch is called a strike, 1-1. Phelps started off the inning by swinging and missing. Then a couple of hits, and Jesse Garcia grounded to third on a nice barehanded play. Low and away, 2-1. And then Chris Phelps had an RBI single, followed by a two-run single by Daniel Sanchez. It's 3-1 now to Charlie Phelps. Swings and misses that one, pops it up, but that's going to go out of play. 3-2 now to Phelps. Brandon Brown had an RBI single, and then Max Riley had an RBI single. So 5 runs in here in the second, and the Cougars have batted around. Phelps pops this one up into right field, and coming in to get it is Sal Salcido to end the inning. But 5 runs come across for the Cougars on 6 hits, and they leave it pair. As we go to the bottom of the second, 7-0 Hawthorne. Mario Villa steps in against Charlie Phelps and looks at a fastball in for a strike. Phelps, who batted twice, looks pretty fresh out there. Struck out and flew out. Mario Villa's first time at bat. He's the cleanup hitter. Looks at strike 2, 0-2. So Villa just trying to get on. Curveball and swung on and missed. He went around, says Todd Loria, and down he goes. So 3 strikeouts on the afternoon for Charlie Phelps out of 4 batters. That'll bring up Andrew Salinas. So Andrew playing second base. Swings and misses. Strike 1. And a pitch outside of the strike zone, but it had a break to it, so Salinas with a defensive swing. Andrews, a senior, pops this one up over second base. In for it, making the catch is Max Riley, 2 down. That'll bring up Maurice Garland. The 6-foot senior stepping in. Again, looking for base runners. Swings and misses, strike one. Big designated hitter Ahmad Taylor is on deck. Fastball in for a strike. 0-2. You hear Coach CJ in the background telling Phelps to shut the door on the Olympians. Fastball, and that misses. 1-2. Breaking ball that didn't break a whole lot. So now it's 2-2 to Garland. On the inside corner, fouled back. And it remains 2-2. Leuzinger just trying to build a program, says head coach George Peck. Coaching at third base. Phelps rocks and deals and waved at and missed. And another strikeout. 4 strikeouts for Charlie Phelps out of 6 batters. So 1, 2, 3, go the Cougars again. And we go to the third inning, and the Cougars are up 7-0. Mario Villa's first pitch to Jose Banuelos is low for a ball. 7 runs on 7 hits for the Cougars. No runs, no hits for the Leuzinger Olympians. Top of the third inning. And a swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Banuelos hit a shot to right field and came around and scored. Now it's 2-1 to Jose. Fastball, and that's fouled back. 2-2. Lots of extracurricular activity going on at Lou House. Track practice going on. Looks like they might be done, and now you can hear the band in the background. And it's 2-2 to Banuelos. Curveball, strike 3 called. That was a beauty. Third strikeout for Mario Villa, and that'll bring up Manny Huerta. Huerta looks at a curveball outside for ball 1. Manny hit a ground ball underneath the glove of Sergio Hernandez for a base hit and then came around to score. Look out. Two and 0 to Huerta. Catching today for the Cougars. Fastball, and then sent into right field. Salcido in and makes the catch. So 2 down. That brings up Jesse Garcia, who bounced out to third base in the second inning in the 5-run second, where they jumped on Villa for 5 runs on 6 hits. Pops this one up. On 1 to Jesse. Garcia playing left field today, and that's the Sun field right now, the left side. The wind's kind of died down, and that pitch is outside for ball 1. Just low, just missed, 2-1. Ball was inside, but Garcia swung anyway. He thought it might have been a breaking ball. That was just inside. Somehow it missed him. It's 2-2, and Jesse Garcia waiting on Mario Villa's pitch. That's a curveball, and that's sent straight up the chute. Second baseman Andrew Salinas says he has it and puts it away. So 3 up and 3 down for the Cougars, and a good job by Mario Villa and his defense as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And we see Salinas' catch. Nicely done. Ahmad Taylor, the designated hitter, will lead things off for Leuzinger, followed by Dave Oliver and Tony Ruiz to face Charlie Phelps in his 3rd inning of work. Has 4 strikeouts working for him. Look out. Okay, we'll look at, we have a new pitcher, we do believe. It looks like Jesse Garcia. Taylor swings and misses. 1-0, or check that 1-1. So we'll get the numbers on Charlie Phelps for you. Just going 2 innings. There's a fastball, and that's fouled back. 1-2 to Ahmad Taylor. So Jesse Garcia coming on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll have to see who's playing out in left field now. This ball 2. 2-2 to Ahmad. Hard ground ball to shortstop, picked up by Monterez and throws it over to Banuelos. 6-3 on the putout. But Taylor showing some good speed getting down the line. Big guy can roll. So 1 down. There we see Taylor getting out of the box, but he hit that square, but right at Monterez. Fly ball sent into center field. Brandon Brown says he has it and puts it away. And that retires Dave Oliver. 1 pitch, 2 outs. That'll bring up Tony Ruiz. And if Tony does something, the top of the order. And Rubio, Francisco Rubio. So Charlie Phelps and Jesse Garcia switching spots. Charlie out in left. Fouled back for Tony Ruiz. His first at bat. And it's 1-1 to Tony. So we'll try to find out. Maybe because it is a preseason game, 1-2 to Tony Ruiz. That Jeff Hines just wants his guys to get some work in. This is the final preseason game. Is Samo High comes up next Wednesday, and swing and a miss by Tony Ruiz, and down go the Leuzinger Olympians, 1-2-3 again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Olympians. We go to the 4th inning. Hawthorne in control, 7-0. Top of the 4th inning, and the top of the order for the Cougars. It'll be Chris Phelps, Daniel Sanchez, and Brandon Brown to face the Olympians. Sergio Hernandez now pitching for the Olympians. Bunt up the third baseline, and that's looks like it's gonna stay fair, and it's fair. So a beautiful bunt by Chris Phelps, and it stayed fair. Wouldn't roll out of bounds or in foul territory. And we'll check to see who's playing third base for you. Mario Villa might be back in his familiar spot. And great jump by Phelps, and he has that base stolen easily. So 2 hits for Phelps today, and that brings up Daniel Sanchez. Hernandez. Actually, the ball gets away from the new catcher as well. And that's David Oliver, number 7. So he's still behind the plate. So it's 2-0 now to Sanchez. And he is squaring to bunt. Lets that one go by, but it's called a strike. So Mario Villa goes 3 innings. Hernandez spins around to try to do a pickoff. The shortstop wasn't quite there yet to cover, but still it chases back Phelps. Runner goes, pitch is blooped into over. The short is picked off by the shortstop. He was standing right at second base and easily doubles off Phelps. It's Tony Ruiz at shortstop now. There you see the ball is blooped, headed for center field, but Tony Ruiz moving from first to short. Makes the play, makes the double play. So it's 2 down. Brandon Brown steps in. Looks at a ball outside. Brandon with a couple of hits. That pitch is a sidearm fastball, low, ball 2. 2-1. Brown has had a terrific game, and just misses another base hit by that much. 2-2. 2 hits, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, and an RBI for Brandon Brown. Not bad. There you see Sergio Hernandez now pitching. Just outside for a ball. So the count's full to Brandon Brown. On deck, should Brown get on, is Max Riley. Fastball outside. So Brown 2 for 2 and a walk today, and that'll bring up Riley. Hernandez steps off the mound as Riley's looking down at Jeff Hines. Ulysses Ramirez is now at first base. Runner goes, and the throw down and in with the stolen base is Brandon Brown. That's his second one of the day. Pitch was a ball. Curve ball. And that stays up high, 2-0. Riley's 1 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI, and gets out of the way of this one. Now it's 3-0 to Max, and on deck is Andy Monterez. Fastball in for a strike, 3-1. So big Sergio, look out. Fastball, and that's ball 4, but on the play, on the wild pitch, Brown comes down and throws it away. Does the catcher, Oliver, and in to scores Brandon Brown on the error by the catcher, Dave Oliver. So a wild pitch sends Brown to third, and then the throwing error by Oliver, throwing it back to the pitcher, scores the run. A walk to Riley, he's at first, and George Peck goes out to calm down his Olympians. So the powwow is over. And the first pitch to Monterez is a ball outside. Line drive into left field for a base hit, and hitting second and going to third as the ball gets by and all the way to the wall, and that's a double for Andy Monterez. So Riley goes to third, and to second with a double is Monterez. There you see it, line drive right down the line. In steps Charlie Phelps and looks at strike one. Angel Vital moves from shortstop to third. And a ground ball caught by Vital, throws it on to first and gets by the first baseman. And that's a throwing error coming in, and the ball hit the runner coming in. That was Max Riley who scored. Nice throw, but just dropped by Ulysses Ramirez. Well, going to give that error on the first baseman. So over at Second is Phelps. Jose Banuelos checking in. So it's 9-0 in favor of the Cougars. Ramirez comes out and in at first base comes number 16. I'll have to check to see who that is. That could be Rubio. We'll check and make sure in between innings. Hernandez's pitch is in the dirt, but nice stop by Oliver. Could be Diego Jimenez over first. But the pop goes right to the first baseman, and he comes in to make the catch. And that'll do it for the Cougars in the top half of the fourth inning. But they get a couple of runs across on a double by Andy Monterez and an error, and a couple left as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. There you see the nice catch. Back here at Lou House, as Leuzinger has a big hill to climb. And start off with the top of the order, and Francisco Rubio, Angel Vital, and Sergio Hernandez now pitching. That's high and tight by Jesse Garcia in his second inning of work. Have a change in left field for the Cougars. Pitch is low. Squaring to bunt, and that's outside, ball 4. That'll bring up Vital. Playing left field now, number 4, Andy Fernando Zarate. And back is Rubio underneath the tag. So Phelps' day is done. Charlie Phelps, that is. And Fernando Zarate is in left. And Banuelos playing catch to Garcia's throw. Fastball is low. So 2-0 now to Vital. And again, a throw over to first, and back is Rubio. Vital, his second at bat, struck out swinging in the first. Charlie Phelps went 2 innings, gave up no runs, no hits, struck out 4. 2-1 now to Vital. Actually pitched 2 perfect innings. And talked to Chris Robles one of the assistant coaches to Jeff Hines and says, we just want to get our guys some work because we're facing Samo in the league opener. And this one's popped up on the infield. Coming over for it is the shortstop, Andy Monterez, to take care of that. Wind not being really much of a factor, but still, Monterez keeping an eye on it with that high sky and the sun almost in his face. You see him coming across right in front of center fielder Brandon Brown. Sergio Hernandez fouls off the first pitch. He sees from Garcia, and it's 0-1. As Jesse Garcia started out in left field, now getting some work on the mound. In the stretch, the runner goes, the pitch is fouled back. So back to first base will go Rubio. And it's 0-2 to Hernandez. Rubio had a good jump too. Back to first, diving is Rubio. You know, watching an NBA game on one of the networks, the cable networks, there's a new soda ad featuring, there's this pitch, and it's ground under the glove of Sanchez into left field. Rubio, does he get into the tag? No, he's tagged out by Sanchez. A throw by Zarate to Sanchez. And so Rubio, trying to get something going for the Olympians, is out 7-5 on the base hit to left field by Sergio Hernandez. There you see the throw by Zarate, threw the ball even before the man was ready. Sanchez was ready, and a good play by both Zarate and Sanchez to take care of Rubio. Angel Vital stepping in. Curveball, and that bounces in front of Manny Huerta. So we're talking about the soda commercial featuring Russell Westbrook, now an NBA star with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So this is a different hitter. We're just trying to figure out who's at bat right now. That's number 16. And that's Steven Ortiz in his first at bat. But in that soda commercial, if you look real close, who one of the bit players are is his little brother Ray Ray. So that was nice to see Ray Ray getting some love. Also getting a paycheck too and some good residuals. So strike three called, and down goes Ortiz. First, check that second strikeout for Jesse Garcia, and that will do it for the Olympians in the bottom of the fourth inning. They get no runs on a hit, and they leave a runner. And going into the fifth inning, the Hawthorne Cougars are well in control of this one. Be Manny Huerta, Jesse Garcia, and Chris Phelps to face Sergio Hernandez. And Manny looks at strike one. Hits it up the chute. And, up in that high sky. Angel Vital puts it away. That'll bring up Jesse Garcia, who's done a good job pitching. Started out in left field. Now the wind picks up a little bit. Blown away for ball one. Sergio Hernandez in his second inning of work. And that one hit him. First hit batsman today. Didn't hurt. So 2 walks and a hit batsman for Sergio Hernandez in the top of the order, and Chris Phelps looks at strike 1. Phelps is 2 for 3, also with a stolen base and an RBI and a run scored. Lined out to third, his first trip up to lead off the game. Hernandez now pitching out of a stretch. This one's popped foul out of play. Strike 2. Sergio Hernandez. 0-2 with a man on first. Jesse Garcia. And this one's bounced to third base. Vital was playing in, makes the throw across and gets by Ortiz. Throw is in the dirt, so we'll have to give that error to the third baseman, Vital. Down to second goes Garcia. So Hernandez now pitching to Daniel Sanchez. Curveball, and that bends in for a strike. Sanchez is 1 for 3. Had a 2-run single back in the second inning. Stole a base and then came around to score. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Hernandez out of the stretch, and a breaking ball hit to second base, and it gets by Salinas into center field. Rounding third and coming home is Jesse Garcia to make it 10-0 in favor of the Cougars. And another error. So over to third goes Chris Phelps. And another unearned run. Those are the growing pains that these Olympians are going through. Brandon Brown steps in with 1 out, runners at the corners. And ball 1 to Brown, no one advancing. One and one now to Brown. And going down to second base on the defensive indifference is Daniel Sanchez. So Brown swings and misses, and it's strike 2 to Brandon. So it's 2-2. Ground ball and through the hole between first and second, and coming in to score is Chris Phelps to make it 11-0. Down to third base is Daniel Sanchez on the third hit of the day by Brandon Brown. Second RBI of the day for Brandon, who's also scored a couple of times and has a couple of stolen bases. Terrific day for the junior. Curveball bends in for strike one to Max Riley. Fly ball into center field, and back on the ball goes Rubio, and he makes the catch. Tagging up and coming home to score is Daniel Sanchez. And I'll tell you what, Brandon Brown had already rounded second, so he had to scamper back to first base. And now are they appealing the play? And they're calling Brandon Brown out. He didn't hit second base on his way back to first. So now, wait a minute, says Brian Walsh. Calls timeout. Was the ball caught or dropped? So, in any case, somebody's going to be out. So I didn't see Rubio drop the ball, unfortunately. I thought it was a catch. So I thought Rubio caught it, that's for sure. Do we have the replay of that still, Tom? So now George Peck is getting into the conversation and Jeff Hines comes over to talk to Todd Loria. And there we see the replay. He caught the ball. He definitely caught the ball. So a great play by Rubio. I thought he caught the ball. So Brandon Brown should be called out. And now they're going to see. Okay, so they appealed on the run by Daniel Sanchez. He definitely tagged up and came home. But the person who should be out, well, no, Brandon Brown came back. He's at first base now. So the appeal was made at second base, and then Brian Walsh called somebody out. And then, well, let's look at it again. Okay.
He dropped it. He dropped the ball.
It bounced right back to him. Okay. So I thought he caught it, but obviously he didn't. Yeah, I would like to see it one more time. It's real tough to see here in this sun. Okay, then it bounced, and then Rubio grabs it. Let's watch it one more time. Yep, that definitely goes over his glove, and it bounces right back to him. So, okay. But on the scorebook, though, it's called an out. The run scores, and the runner, Brandon Brown, at first base, remains there, and he's probably going to, the little jackrabbit's probably going to go, or a little cougar. It's 2 down in the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs in, and a line drive, and that is foul. Monterez got all of that one. Should be 0-1 count. So 2 down, 2 runs in. Curveball, and that's popped up. and that's going to be trouble. And making a nice sliding catch is Maurice Garland for the third out. Boy, what a catch by Garland. Now that was definitely a catch. We'll watch this one. Garland coming in, makes a nice sliding catch. Well, we didn't see it, but is called it out. I'm sure he did catch it. Okay. So 2 runs, actually 3 runs come in on just 1 hit and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and the score is 12-0. Back here at Lou House, and they're still talking about the fly ball out to Francisco Rubio that wasn't. Boy, he hit it very well. And there we see him going back on the ball, and the ball goes over his glove. Thought that he made the catch because the ball is behind him, and it bounced right back up to him, right there. And the first pitch to Salinas is fouled off for strike 1. So we'll never know how much that cost the Cougars, but they still have a 12-0 lead. So nice sleight of hand by Francisco Rubio. Oh, and that hits Salinas right below the belly button. And that hit him just above the cup area. I know that these kids do wear protective. Let's watch the replay here. Because you could hear it hit some plastic. Ouch. And that's something they don't give you a get well card for. You won't find that in the Hallmark rack. So even if it hits that protective cup a certain way, it can whack what it's protecting pretty good. Why? Because I know. If it hits it flush, if a ball hits the protective cup flush, you're okay. I don't know if I want to see another angle. Okay. Yikes. All right. Andrew Salinas being helped up by George Peck, and George trying not to smile. So we'll see who's going to be pinch running now. So now Jeff Hines is telling his pitcher Jesse Garcia something. Jesse back out for his 3rd inning of work. Number 3 coming out to run, that's Edson Santos, the football player, taking over for Salinas. So two sports star, Edson Santos, number 3, and he'll probably take over. We'll see if he'll take over second base or if Rubio comes in to play second, or we'll find out. It's been a merry-go-round. Maurice Garland coming on. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. That was his only time up. So just the 3rd base runner of the game for the Olympians, who have 1 hit off of Jesse Garcia. No hits off of Charlie Phelps in his 2 innings of work. Fastball, swing and a miss. So we send our best wishes out to Andrew Salinas as the pitch gets away from the catcher, and a late jump by Santos, and he tags him out. Shortstop Andy Monterez tags out Santos. 2-6. Pitch was a ball to Garland. So it's 1-1. Now Garcia's getting a little wild, hanging on to the ball a little bit too long. And it's 2-1. On deck is Ahmad Taylor. 1 out and nobody on for the Olympians. Ground ball to third base. Sanchez picks it up, fires it across on a bounce, and a nice pick by Jose Banuelos. Had to feel it on a bounce. Let's watch it. Slow ground ball and a couple of big hops to Daniel Sanchez. Throws it over. And nice stretch and pick by Jose Banuelos on that ball in the dirt. So 2 down for Ahmad Taylor. Grounded out to shortstop, his only time up. And that's fouled off. Pitch on the inside part of the plate. Big Ahmad fouled it off. If Ahmad gets on, it'll be Dave Oliver's turn. Bottom of the 5th inning. And it's 12-0 in favor of the Olympians. Garcia, swing and a miss on a beautiful curveball. And it's 0-2. That was Jesse Garcia's best curveball of the day. Here comes the 0-2, and tried to do it again, but it didn't break. So 1-2 to Ahmad Taylor. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Beautiful day in Lawndale. Curveball, and did he go around? Yes, he did, and the ball is dropped by Huerta, but he throws on to Banuelos. So it's a strikeout swinging, 2-3 on the putout, and down go the Olympians basically 1-2-3 the hard way, especially for Andrew Salinas, who was hit by the pitch. And then Edson Santos was caught stealing 2-6. There you see Taylor trying to beat the throw as we go to the 6th inning. 12-0 Hawthorne. Hawthorne coming up, and Sergio Hernandez pitches a nice curveball to Zarate. Fernando Zarate in for a strike. His first at bat. Taken over for Charlie Phelps in left field. Grounds it sharply to third. Nice short hop by Vital. Throws it over to first and got him. So no adventure there. Let's watch the replay. Sharp ground ball by Zarate. And a nice short hop pickup by Vital. And a nice strong throw across to Steven Ortiz. Or actually, that's our big buddy Ahmad Taylor out there now. First pitch into, let's It's not Banuelos. We have a pinch hitter. Ground ball, and that's through into left field for a base hit. Tony Ruiz, the shortstop, was shading way over towards second base. And that is the 11th hit for the Cougars today. 12 runs on 11 hits. No runs on 1 hit for Leuzinger. So Peter Gerges just made that single, hit that single. And in steps Manny Huerta, the catcher, who's 1 for 2 and is hit by the pitch. So down to second goes Gerges. And that's the second hit batsman by Hernandez. Don't think that was any payback. That was just a little bit too inside. Jesse Garcia nubs this one towards second base. Picked up by Selena, and a bad throw. See who's playing second base now. That Salinas is more than likely out of the ball game. That's not Salinas. That's number 13, Diego Jimenez. So bases loaded and 1 out. Gerges over at third, Huerta at second, Garcia at first. Top of the order, Chris Phelps at bat. Curveball by Hernandez is outside. So another Olympian error. That's 7. That's 7 on the afternoon. Fastball up high. Hernandez took over in the 4th inning for Mario Villa. Took something off of that one and settles into the strike zone. 2-1 to Phelps. Phelps, who is 2 for 3 when was on an error and scored in the 5th. Also scored after his RBI single in the 2nd. And this one's hit high in the air to center field and caught by Rubio. Caught it this time and throws it in. And coming in to score, tagging and scoring, is Peter Gerges to make it 13-0. So 2 down on the sacrifice fly by Phelps. So he has another RBI, 2 RBIs on the day. That'll bring up Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez reaches for it and sends it foul down the right side. Sanchez struck out in the first, had an RBI single, a 2-run single in the 2nd, stole a base, came around to score, lined out to short, was on an error in the 5th and came around to score. 0-2 now to Sanchez. Brandon Brown on deck. He's had a heck of a game. Oliver, nice throw, but getting in under the tag is Manny Huerta on the wild pitch. Huerta was hit by a pitch, and now he's wild pitched to third. So runners at the corners, and a nice pitch, strike 3 called. And that'll do it. That is 3 outs. So first strikeout of the afternoon for Sergio Hernandez. But one more run comes across on another hit and another error, and a man left. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning with Hawthorne on top, 13-0. Back at Lou House, bottom of the 6th inning. Start off with Dave Oliver, the catcher, then Tony Ruiz and the top of the order, and Francisco Rubio. And the first pitch from the new pitcher, Daniel Sanchez, in for a strike. Sanchez was playing at third base, and this one's hit into the gap into left field. Jesse Garcia, the new left fielder who started out there, is going to chase this one all the way to the wall. Clark stops at second on a leadoff double to start off the inning. Off of Daniel Sanchez, serving up a leadoff double to right center field. Hit that one high, but not enough to get it out, but still hit it a long way. So Tony Ruiz steps in. Pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop by Huerta. 1-0 to Ruiz. Ruiz struck out swinging, his only at bat in the third inning. So Jesse Garcia goes back to where he started out in left field. And there's a grounder to short. Monterez throwing to third base and trying to take third ill-advisedly is Dave Oliver, and he's cut down 6-5. So the ground ball to shortstop to that side of the infield. If you're on second base, you really should let it go. Just live to battle another bat. So good play by Monterez to Zarate. So on the fielder's choice over first base is Tony Ruiz. And that brings up the top of the order and Francisco Rubio. Rubio's 0 for 1 with a walk, and then was thrown out trying to go to third base, and that pickoff throw by Huerta goes down the right field line, and down to second base goes Ruiz on the throwing error, and it went out of bounds, and so base umpire Brian Walsh gives Ruiz third base. So a two-base error by Huerta. Ball got by. Don't think that's Jose Banuelos at first. We'll check the number in just a moment. First pitch. Number 16 is Max Riley over at first base. And so that might mean that Peter Gerges is out in right. We'll check that. Pitch low, I believe it's 2-1 to Angel Vital. Fly ball into center field, and we could get a run home. The pitch is, is caught by Brandon Brown. The throw is offline, and staying put at third base is Tony Ruiz. Peter Gerges out in right field. Curveball bends in for a strike for Angel Vital. Bouncer to short. And the throw out at first base, and that keeps the run from scoring. on a beautiful play by first baseman Max Riley, making up for the error. There we see the ground ball. Andy Monterez with a nice play. He had to hurry and then threw it in the dirt. Nice dig on the nice long stretch by Max Riley, and that keeps the Olympians scoreless as we go into the top of the 7th inning. And the score, 13-0 Hawthorne. So the game was called because of the mercy rule, so we're not going to have a 7th inning. And so after 6 innings, Hawthorne's declared the winner 13-0. 13 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. Leuzinger no runs on 2 hits and 7 errors. The winning pitcher is Charlie Phelps, who in 2 innings gave up no runs on no hits, struck out 4. And the losing pitcher is Mario Villa. He went 3 innings and gave up 7 runs on 7 hits and struck out 3, walked 1, but Mario doing a very good job. Also Sergio Hernandez coming on in the top of the 4th inning, and he did a good job mopping things up. Jesse Garcia came in the bottom of the 3rd, and then Daniel Sanchez came up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Our player of the game is Brandon Brown from Hawthorne, and he had 3 hits and was on 4 times, won a walk, scored 3 runs, had 2 RBI, 2 stolen bases, and like we said, 3 runs scored. So Brandon Brown, the center fielder for the Hawthorne Cougars, is our player of the game. Well, I want to thank you very much for watching our first game of 2015 baseball. And until next time, this is Lou Stowers for Tom Strickfad and the crew, telling you once again the final score from Lou House, 13-0 Hawthorne over Leuzinger. Until next time, so long.